Welcome, Bills Mafia. I am the Big O, Jerry Ostrowski, and this is the Overreaction Buffalo Daily Report for April 24, 2025. Trey Wright's contract details have been released. Spotrac reports the contract is a 1-year, $3 million base contract with $2.2 million guaranteed. $3.8 million are in incentives that could possibly be earned by Trey White, and the cap value is $2.88 million. As you remember, when Trey was a post-June 1 release earlier or last year, he had a dead cap number. Now, that does not count against his contract. This contract is separate from the dead money, but if you take the dead money and add it to this contract, his totals this year come out to $7 million in one, so $7.01 million for Trey White. Also today, rumors out there amongst the national media, Dane Brugler, Peter Schrager, and also Benjamin Albright, they have mocked Georgia's safety Malachi Starks to the Buffalo Bills off of what they have been hearing around the NFL the last few days. And Schrager goes on to say Starks played safety and nickel corner for the Bulldogs, and he'd make an immediate impact for Buffalo. Starks is all ball and one of the safest prospects in this draft. If you look at this, and why would Starks be linked to Buffalo this way? Well, here's one thing that might be a reason why. Current Bills cornerbacks coach Jamal Adey, who has coached at Miami, Virginia Tech, and other universities, he coached at Georgia, and he was the coach that was responsible for recruiting Malachi Starks. So he knows all about Starks, knows about his family, has that relationship, coached him at Georgia. So there's the familiarity between the prospect and the club. And you would have to think Starks, who is known as a big-time playmaker in the SEC for the last 3 seasons. His ball skills are amazing, has a great football IQ. He tackles well, and he's got movement ability. He can play free safety, strong safety, and, like they talked about earlier, slot corner. This is a guy who's not like a rare generational athlete, but he is a very good athlete who has a starting caliber grade for being a safety or playing in the back end of any defense in the NFL. So while this is not, to me, an area of need, why would this happen? Why would the Bills take a player like Malachi Starks at 30 when you need cornerbacks, you need defensive tackles, you need edge rushers? And here's how I feel about this. This is one of those deals where the Bills stay at 30 and a guy shows up and the value is so immense, you have to take this guy with the 30th pick. While safety's probably not Brandon Beane's first choice, a player of this caliber who PFF ranks as their 8th ranked overall player, a lot of draft services have this guy ranked very, very high. If he falls to 30, the value is immense and you'd have to take him. Now, that's saying they stay at 30. And I would almost think where if you try to put a trade scenario together and move up to get one of those corners or get one of those defensive linemen, which is the way I think the Bills are leaning, they definitely want one of those defensive linemen, especially like talked about it earlier with the Trey White contract and Dane Jackson coming in. It's a situation where the Bills may feel they can get value out of those guys, get a cornerback a little later in the draft, and allow these vets that understand the system to bring that young player along, because you need to hit on this pick. Even at 30, 30 is not a guarantee. But if you stick and pick at 30, you need to hit on this player. They've got to get ample snaps and play. Ultimately, you want them to start this season. So that's what's going to be important. So that's the way I look at this. If they stay at 30, a guy like Starks is there, that value is higher than taking him. Is the value is higher than trading out of the first round and obtaining another second-round pick and other picks. So that's the way you have to look at this. But I still truly believe the Bills are targeting defensive tackle first, cornerback second, and that's where they're going to be, and that's where their heads are going to be at, trying to maybe maneuver 20 down if they want to, because they have the 2 second-round picks. They have some ammunition to where if they trade one, they still got another, so they don't lose that second-round pick. But this to me is purely a value pick. It's one you have to make if you're sitting there and Starks is available. It's a better value than trading out of the first round. So that's the way I see this. I'm not dead set on them going with Starks. If they did, would I be incredibly upset? No, I wouldn't be. But I would be wondering, where's that cornerback and where is that defensive tackle coming from now? Because these are right now need positions for the Buffalo Bills. So once again, I'm the Big O, Jerry Ostrowski. This is the Overreaction Buffalo Daily Report. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. So head over to YouTube. Check out the latest in Buffalo Bills news and news from One Bills Drive. As always, subscribe, like the show, review the show, tell your friends. And folks, we really, really appreciate you, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on any major podcast platform. As always, folks, much love and go Bills.